What's up guys, it's your local Realized Man checking in on the Realized Couch here today. I want to talk about how we can improve our brain capacity, improve our mental power. I'm going to use the template laid forth by Nassim Taleb in his book Antifragile. Now for those of you that haven't read his book, which I suggest you do read because it's a freaking good book, Nassim talks about how the English language has a lack of a word. It doesn't have a word to describe systems that get better with stress. There is no word that's the opposite of fragile, right? You can look at different things in the dictionary, but there's no word. And he kind of lays out this idea that there's three types of systems in the world, three types of things. There's fragile things, things that do not deal with stresses very well, that don't last well under stress. There's robust things, things that are built to last under stress, and then there's anti-fragile things, things that get better with stress. So if I was to put a box, a cardboard box outside right now, chances are that cardboard box wouldn't last too long, right? It might get windy, it might rain, someone might run over it. It's a fragile system. If I was to put a brick outside instead of the box, right? Just a brick and lay there, if it just stays there, there's a good chance that it's going to stay there for a while. That's why houses are built from bricks, because they're robust, they're meant to withstand stresses. A kid can come and kick it, he'll break his toe, weather can come through, rain can smash on it, it's all good, the brick's going to stay, right? The brick is robust. But some things actually get better with stress, and Nassim talks about how the human body is actually anti-fragile. So if we give the human body a certain level of stress, I'm not talking about shocks like, 10,000 volts or anything like that, but if you give yourself stresses such as exercising, you put a barbell on your back, a barbell squat, and you squat down and you stress the muscles, you maybe break down the fibers, your body gets better, it becomes stronger, right? If you fast for maybe a day or two, your body actually improves its health. There's all these different things that stress our bodies but actually improve in the long term. That's why you see a lot of these old guys that live up to 100, 110 are usually guys that have been exercising their whole lives. In that way, our human bodies are different to mechanical systems. If we had a mechanical system such as a engine of a car or something, right? Chances are over time it's going to decay, it's going to break down, because it's a mechanical system. It doesn't matter how many times you service it, the more you use it, the more the rate of breakdown, the greater the rate of breakdown, right? It's going to eventually fail. The human body is the opposite. The more you use it, the stronger it gets, right? Of course, up to a certain point. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. If you were to become complacent and just start sitting around at your house all day and not exercising, that's when your body starts going downwards. That's when you start harboring diseases. That's when things turn out terrible for you. So the human body is anti-fragile. Now I would like to propose that the brain is also anti-fragile, right? Not just your body, not just your muscles, not just your central nervous system, but your brain is also anti-fragile, in the sense that if we give our brain stresses, right? Some sort of stresses, they get better with it. If we give ourselves a challenge, our brains improve. We're now seeing all this research that's been happening in regards to neuroplasticity, the ability for the brain to change itself. Neuroplasticity just basically means that, like, if I was to take a scan of your brain right now and see its structures and analyze it, and you were to learn a new skill, whether it be piano, golfing, and you get really good at that skill, when we scan your brain again, your brain will literally change. Your brain changes itself. It doesn't stay the same, it changes itself. Your brain right now will be different to your brain 2 years abiding you're giving it stresses. So if we want to improve our mental capacity, we need to always be giving our brain stresses. In the same way that we use barbells and dumbbells to build our biceps, we're going to use stresses to build our brain. So what type of stresses can you use, right? The easiest thing is to learn something new, to do something new. So if you've never played a musical instrument before, start today. Start trying to learn how to play a musical instrument. Start trying to learn how to, speak in a different language. Become fluent in Spanish, Mandarin, Arabic, whatever it is, right? Learn a different language, or learn a coding language. Learn how to program. Learn HTML if you don't know anything. Learn video basic, whatever they're called. Learn Python. Learn all these different programs, right? Just anything that requires your brain get out of its comfort zone and developing something that is kind of stressful at the beginning. When you're doing it, you kind of get irritated. You know you're doing it right, because eventually it's gonna get easy. Your brain's gonna get stronger and more efficient. So don't be afraid of putting stress on yourself. Don't stay in your comfort zone in terms of your mind, because when you stay in your comfort zone, that's when you start to deteriorate. Your mind is anti-fragile. Your brain is anti-fragile. It needs the stresses to thrive. Always look for new things to do that you don't normally do. Maybe it's writing with your left hand, right? Maybe it's tying your left shoe first before you tie your right shoe, when you usually tie your right shoe first before you tie your left shoe. Just always be on the lookout for different things to do that you don't normally do, that are going to stress on your mind a little bit, but it's going to make you stronger. Read books, right? Read books that perhaps get you out of your comfort zones in terms of the things you normally think. So if you're someone who is an avid reader of fiction, read some non-fiction. If you like to read non-fiction, read some fiction. If you like to read philosophy, read some psychology. If you like to read psychology, read some whatever the hell, right? Just mix it up. Just give your brain some new material to work with, some new stresses, right? Watch documentaries. I always talk about this one. Watch documentaries on different subjects. Give yourself material to work with, things to think about. And your brain will get so much sharper, guys. So that's the video today on antifragility and the brain. Always look out for new stresses. Don't be afraid of them like the average person. Average person's keeping away from them. Now that you are equipped with the knowledge of what happens when you put stress on your brain, go crazy. Go out, do new things. I'll be seeing you guys next time. Peace.
So if you want to be my best friend, make sure you click post notifications when you subscribe, so that you get notified as soon as I make a video. It's going to be great. We're going to be best friends. We're going to be best buddies. We're going to be pals and best buddies, and you can see my videos and I can see your comments and likes, and it's going to be great. It's going to be really great. Yeah.